right off the bat, I want to say that if you just address the most important things, you open up your body's detox pathways and it handles everything so much more easily. But so I work with doing that. And when you are able to actually detoxify a person thoroughly, most of their health issues tend to go away. Their brains tend to light up in ways that they have never experienced before. Their energy tends to go through the roof because all this stuff is like a kind of a toxic sludge that people are moving through and don't even realize, or like some sort of haze, like a static haze that's over their senses and they don't realize. At least that's how I've experienced it, and that's how my clients also like tell me they experience it. So yeah, I mean, pretty much all this started with my own health journey, of course, right?
Yeah.
So just kind of going back a little bit, I had always felt like I was kind of floating above my body, and I had this kind of disconnection from reality, right? And we all know,
how far back does that feeling go?
oh, like as far back as possible. Since
Really?
I was like a kid, I always felt like not really fully present.
Whoa.
Because of that, not really fully able to like excel in the ways that...
I wonder, like, not to cut you off, but I wonder if like when you came here as a soul, if like there was some disruption and you didn't fully enter your body or something.
Could be. And you know what, man? I honestly think, I mean, this whole detox thing, I think, goes really deep into a person's like spirituality and their karmic makeup and all this stuff, right? And you don't even have to go too esoteric. There's a lot of good science to even back it up, right? But I do feel like when a person's body's toxic, their soul doesn't land properly, right? And that's what I experienced. So I'd always felt like my body was already toxic, and that's just because whatever the mother has tends to get passed down to the child. And it's just like kind of like the family, you know, patterns gets reflected through the toxins that get passed down as well.
Why do you think your body was so toxic at a young age?
Well, my mother had a lot of amalgam fillings, right? And she had all the other kinds of exposures as well, but she had her own health journey as well, right? With especially in a nervous system kind of side, and similar even symptoms that I experienced later on.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was born with that kind of load already, right? And not fully embodied. And so my whole journey, like, I was trying my best to kind of excel, but never really felt connected. And then around, and I was an athlete in high school and stuff, right? Playing soccer, and it was great, but I still couldn't feel like I could hit that next level, and I didn't know why. But through all my kind of partying and, you know, stupid decisions and, you know, eating like shit for year after year after year, burning my body out, eventually my body just collapsed, right? And at the age of 18, I had, I don't even know, like laundry list of symptoms, like stuff that, you know, 3 dozen symptoms I could easily lift off the top of my head, but brain fog so bad I couldn't have a normal conversation with people, right? I would like forget the last sentence you just said, right? Jeez. I mean, it was crazy. It was really brutal. You know, I had panic attacks. I had constant anxiety and feeling of impending doom. Like, am I going to die? Like, what? It was super weird. It was super weird.
Yeah.
I could only tolerate about 3 or 4 foods, right? So, you know, I was pretty much stuck on like rice, garbanzo beans, and like a couple vegetables for like a whole year because I couldn't eat anything else, right? Everything gave me brain fog. So, and so many other symptoms, like, you know, like skin stuff and like digestive stuff. And pretty quickly, like when you get that debilitated, you just get obsessed, right? At least that's how it was for me, right? Completely obsessed with trying to figure out how to resolve my issues.
Yeah.
Right? So I went down, you know, so many different paths, man, so many different doctors, so many different naturopaths, so many like the spiritual healers. I went through the Chinese medicine doctors. I went through health coaches. I went through freaking dentists turned natural healers that were doing all sorts of wacky stuff. I mean, I went through it all. And
stand on your toes. Wave your arms. Just
pretty
like
much.
Weird shit.
Dude, yeah, weird stuff, man. But of course, like once you've exhausted all the normal stuff, you start getting, you know, trying everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, all the diets and hundreds of thousands and, you know, consult fees and supplements and all sorts of stuff. And, you know, I'd get this constant thing of like, I'd feel a little better and then worse and then a little better and then worse. Right. And I'd be like, yo, like this new diet's the shit. Tell everyone about it. And then I'd be worse the next week. So, you know, and then that led to like, you know, this feeling of instability and like this loneliness because I had to withdraw from the world. You know, when you're not able to feel like consistent in the way you show up, right? Yeah. Am I going to be able to like go hang out with this friend? And is my brain going to be able to work enough for me to be there? Or am I going to be just like freaking catatonic the whole time, right?
Yeah.
So eventually after long searching, I was introduced to detoxification, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing that just broke through that wall, because I started to understand that the toxins that people are accumulating in their body, just like fish accumulate lots of mercury and plastics, right? Humans accumulate lots of stuff too. That is the stuff that causes the immune system to go crazy, the inflammation to stay there, the sensitivities, the all sorts of weird symptoms that manifest differently for each person.
Yeah.
So once I got that out, I started to experience a gradual increase in my baseline, right? And a baseline that like I didn't need to take supplements. I didn't need to be super strict on my diet. I didn't need to like, sleep 9 hours a night every single night. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to function.
Yeah.
It gradually returned this like state of resilience.
Yeah.
And with that, it genuinely unlocked my personality again.